Hi there, this is Dr. Pan recording from Tucson, Arizona. It's a beautiful day outside here, and thank you for watching this clip on properties of exponents. Now, I'm sure in your book you've seen a big long chart like this. It has all those fancy names, the product of powers and quotient power and power product, yada, yada, yada. Okay, when I was learning this, I had a headache just looking at this one. Now, as I was teaching math for the last 10 years, little by little, we found a really simple method for you to remember all those without all those fancy names. And in this clip, what I want to do is introduce you to those fancy shortcuts. Okay, so let's get started. What I have here is I've written down the title, Properties of Exponents. I'm going to draw you 5 circles. It's really easy, actually. And all those 5 circles is going to include everything you wanted to learn. When you have x squared on the bottom, x cubed on the top, what you're really having is x times x times x divided by x times x. And you know what? Cancel those two out and you have x. So this is really just the property to say, look, when you have this division happens, subtract the exponent. Nothing mysterious there. It makes sense for you. Okay. Now, similar thing. Now I have 4 circles here. Let me draw another one over here. I'm running out of space. If I have x squared times x, now the rule says you're supposed to add them, but it's really not a mystery because x squared is really just x times x. That's this chunk. Times another x. You know that's equal to x to the cube, or x2 plus 1. So if it's the same base, multiplication means add them together. Okay. If multiplication is adding, that makes sense that subtraction happens for the division. Next one often give my students trouble, but it doesn't have to give you any trouble. Okay. If you have x squared with a cube outside, now only here I have one base. Anything cubed just duplicated by itself 3 times. Okay. Now from here, earlier we know if we have the same base, we're just going to add it. 2 plus 2 plus 2. You know what? That's equal to 2 times 3. It's as if this little parenthesis is not there. So you're just going to multiply it. That's equal to x to the 6. Okay, pretty simple so far. All right, next one is one of my favorite one. If you have x squared over x squared, you know the answer is 1. Okay, but earlier we also know when you have division, you're going to have x2 minus 2, which equal to x to the 0. Which means x to the 0 has to equal to 1. Okay, that's why x to the 0 equal to 1, because otherwise math creates some sort of disturbance that doesn't equal. We don't want that happen ever in math. So x to the 0 has to equal to 1. Now the last but not the least, 1 over x squared. Okay, a lot of students say, well, why do I have negative exponents? Well, think about it. If you know 1 as x to the 0 and x2, I'm going to copy it there. And since earlier we know division means subtraction, so that's equal to x to the minus 2. So what is x minus 2 equal to? All the way over here. So when you have x to the minus exponents, just throw a 1 over it and then becomes magically positive. All right, so with those 5 circles, every single thing that you learned on your cheat sheet or on your memorization sheet is included. Oh, I did forget one. There is one called a definition. X to the square roots, by definition, I'm going to draw it as 3 lines. That's just to say someone made up this rule. Okay, is equal to x to the half. Why do they call it a half? I don't know. Someone made it up, and you and I, that was before you and I came on board learning this math. So whoever made this up got stuck with this definition. Okay, so all those 5 circles and 1 definition should cover you everything in the earlier paper where we're looking at all those fancy names, the property, the power of power, and rational exponents, yada, yada, yada. All right, well, I hope this helped you. And leave me a comment on YouTube for this video. And let me know if you liked it or if it helped you at all. Anything that you can think of. Until next time, have a confident day.